Hi everyone, my name is Chanel and I am the Happy Nurse. Hi guys, so like I said, I'll be doing a video every week and I am trying to stick to it. So the video will be about debunking a couple myths about nurses. So these are 5 myths about nurses and I'm going to speak to you about my opinion and my experiences and why they're just myths basically. So let's get straight into it. Myth number 1, that nurses are just doctors' assistants. That's not true. So doctors can tell you, nurses, like what to do and could be the ones that are coordinating the care for the patient, as in writing out their medications and just saying, can you please administer it? However, nurses, you're the ones that are actually giving it. So if a doctor writes out something, like writes out a medication, and you yourself know that that is wrong, the dosage is wrong, or the time that it's being given is not right, you should have the knowledge to say no. Like, you are in charge. Like, you have to be autonomous when giving care to a patient, and you need to say to a doctor, this doesn't make sense for this patient. You have to remember that doctors, like, the main difference between doctors and nurses, doctors will fix the problem within the patient, whereas the nurses will try and help the patient holistically as a whole, and try and basically give care to that patient, that specific patient. So a doctor might say, okay, a patient has a high temperature, for example, and they will just prescribe something as simple as paracetamol. 1 gram, go and give it. That's normal. But if the patient is like 45 kilograms, you're not going to give that to them. That's too much. And you as a nurse should know that is too much for someone so little. Like, you would know to say, no, it's half the dose, blah, blah, blah. And you'll only get that knowledge through experience and through having gone to school and learning about these things. So, yeah. And disclaimer, paracetamol, that's a very basic one. So don't just take my word for that. It could be anything. It could be morphine. It could be any drug that, you know, you just have to know what's going on for that patient and be able to say, no, that's not right, or whatever. The second myth I'm going to bust is that nurses are stuck in the same job forever, which is not true. Jobs change. There's more opportunities for nurses. There's not just the same bedside nursing or community nursing. So one of my goals for this channel is to actually get nurses from different backgrounds to come and speak to you about what they do in their field of nursing. But no, it's not true. You do not have to be stuck in the same field of nursing forever. Though you do find nurses that have been on the same wards for like 10 odd years, but again, that's just their choice. Nurses, like, there's so much more job opportunities for nurses nowadays. Likewise, as I said about being on wards, you can be you can move from medical to surgical to recovery to clinics to endoscopy to anything. And the joys of nursing is that you'll never lose your skills. Like, you can move on with your skills and you can continue to develop on them, or your skills will just change, like your primary skills that you use on a day-to-day basis. Like, let's say you have a skill in enteral feeding, you wouldn't necessarily have to use that skill on another ward, but you will never lose that skill. You'll always have it there. So it's just about moving and developing and broadening your horizon. But yeah, you get the gist. Third myth: you won't make any money as a nurse. See, now this is a funny one, because some people believe that nurses are freaking millionaires, and some people think that we make peanuts. All in all, you can always Google what a nurse's salary is, but it's dependent on what type of nurse you are, as in what kind of skills you have. Are you a general nurse? Are you specific in your field? What band you're at? Are you a band 5, 6, 7 or 8? And yeah, it just depends on you. Like, as a newly qualified, I'm still able to save, I'm still able to go on holidays, and I'm still able to live. So that should give you some sort of outcome of what a nurse's salary is. I mean, there's a lot of benefits that come with being a nurse, as well as the stability of being a nurse. Like, whether you want to like not just decide to not work for anyone and just do bank all the time, that will still give you a source of income. So it's just dependent on you as a person, really. Fourth one, being a nurse is easy. I don't know why people even think you can just wake up one day and say that you're going to be a nurse. Like, I feel like it's a vocation, for one. It needs to be within you. It's not something that you can just, like, granted, you can be taught, but you can't be taught how to be compassionate, how to be caring, how to put others before yourself. Like, these are just some qualities of a nurse. It's not easy. It is not easy, and you never stop learning. Like, you think you're just gonna finish uni and yeah, I can go and be a nurse and do this and do that. You have to go through extra training. You need to go through training to go and give IVs, to do vena puncture and cannulation, to do enteral feeding tubes, to do everything. Like, once you graduate, you're back to being a student, but you're a student with a pin. So it's like, even though you're learning on the job, you have a pin. You have to protect that pin as well. You have to think about what can happen if anything goes wrong. Like, it's going to be on you, as well as the pressure of having to learn things on the way. So I'm sorry, it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy ride. Like, no. Granted, it's fun, don't get me wrong. It's definitely a fun job, and it has its rewarding moments, and there is elements of it that will come easy and come natural, but all in all, it's not an easy job at all. And and for the final myth is that nursing will take over your life. No. I think when I first started and I was first newly qualified and started on my ward, I was definitely still going home bothered and worried about, oh, have I finished this? Have I done that? Is this person okay? You start thinking about Dolores in bed 10 and Hannah in bed 2 and all this stuff, and you're just panicking. But I mean, it's normal. I remember speaking to like everyone on my ward, like, oh my gosh, like, I just get so much anxiety and blah blah blah. It will pass over, honey. Like, do not let nursing be your whole life. Do not go home and make the only thing you think about nursing and your job and everything. You need to have an outlet. You need to have fun. You need to go out, meet with your friends, go to the pub, and do anything that will take your mind off the stress of work, because you will go mental trying to think of all the different things that you should have and could have done. I mean, once you finish for the day, you're done for the day. You hand over to the night staff, or you hand over to the day staff, and you go about your business. Like, leave work at work, and when you come home, you need to just switch off, because nursing can definitely take over your life. I mean, you will always be a nurse. I mean, if you see someone that's collapsed in the street, you are a nurse. You should know how to deal with it, and you should go over and help. In that aspect, yes, nursing will take over your life, but no, don't let your job necessarily take over your life. So I hope you liked my second video. Tune in next week for some more nursing talks and fun. And by the way, guys, I didn't say it in my first video, but this channel isn't just going to be about nursing. Yes, believe it or not, I have a life. So I am going to talk about travel. I'm going to have some travel vlogs, and I'm going to talk about a bunch of other different things. I'm probably going to have like special guests who are in other nice fun fields of work, and have them come and talk about what they do. So yes, this job will be about careers, mostly nursing, and traveling, and whatever you guys want to hear. I might do some Q&As about some random stuff too, so tune in, guys.